everyone, Lucamus Prime here. So it's time for another franchise ranking video today, guys. Today I'm going to be ranking one of my all-time favourite franchises, which I'm a die-hard fan of, being The Matrix. And believe me, guys, this was another franchise that I found really hard to rank. I'm telling you, it was so hard to rank because I love all these movies. I'm a big fan of The Matrix. And it's very fitting I do it today of all days, because today, guys, 5th November, is the anniversary of The Matrix Revolution's release date. So it's 17 years. Wow. So long ago. So, anyway, let's begin my ranking. This is from best to worst in my personal opinion, guys. So if you like to disagree with me, that's fine. I'm not going to challenge or disrespect your opinion, because it's your opinion. But yeah, please respect mine. So, starting with my all-time favourite Matrix movie ever, which I absolutely adore. I really love this film so much. Holds a very special place in my heart. It is The Matrix from 1999, which is a fun fact, guys, is the same year I was born. And I give that a 100%, like, immediate, without a doubt, 10 out of 10. I love this movie so much. So, pros of this movie, the acting by, like, the whole cast, with honourable mention going into Keanu Reeves as Neo, Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus, Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity, Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith, and also Joe Pantoliano as Cypher, Marcus Chong as Tank, and also Gloria Foster as the Oracle, may she rest in peace. And also, definitely the two guys who play the other two agents besides Smith, you know, Brown and Jones. You know, Paul Goddard as Brown and Robert Taylor as Jones. Jones is the person who says, only human. And the action was absolutely breathtaking. I really loved it. The fight scenes, especially the training between Morpheus and Neo, and also the fight scene inside the corridor was epic. I really loved it. And the fight on the helicopter rooftop was also epic at the same time, and also the Morpheus rescue, and definitely the final fight between Neo and Smith in the subway was also really phenomenal. I loved it so much. And also, my favourite scene in the movie, guys, was definitely when Neo becomes one and he rises up after seemingly dying and he defeats Smith by going into him and causing him to explode. And the music by Don Davis was also really amazing. I love the soundtrack in this. And I think the best thing about this movie, you know, the best overall thing about the movie was definitely Neo's development. How he starts off being, you know, the community actor called Thomas Anderson. And all the way to the end of the movie, he gets developed more and more, training and everything. And then he becomes the one, as prophesized. And I did also love the plot twist about Cypher being evil and wanting to go back into the Matrix. That was a pretty cool plot twist. I had no idea he would be evil and would be secretly working with agents to bring in Morpheus, in exchange for him being put back in the Matrix to live there permanently. And another big thing I loved about this movie was definitely the chemistry between Neo and Trinity. Like, they had such great chemistry, really did, I'm telling you, I loved it. So that's my favourite. Now, my close second favourite, guys, would be The Matrix Reloaded, released 4 years later in 2003. And I give that movie an 8.5 out of 10. And now, what I like of this, once again, the performances by the whole cast was great, such as by Keanu Reeves again as Neo, and Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus, Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity, Hugo Weaving this time just as Smith, because you've got to remember, guys, in this movie he's now a rogue program, no longer an agent of the system, he's unplugged, a new man, so to speak. And definitely as well, Gloria Foster as Oracle, the Oracle in her final appearance before she died, because this was her final film, guys, because she passed away in 2001, but she did manage to complete her film for this film. I definitely like the addition of new characters such as Harold Perrineau as Link, you know, the Nebuchadnezzar's operator, and definitely as well Lambert Wilson as the Merovingian, Monica Bellucci as Persephone, his assistant, and Colin Cho as Seraph. I really love Seraph. He was one of the best parts of the movie, a show stealer, definitely. His fighting with Neil was also great, and Colin Cho does such a great job with his choreography. He's brilliant. I also did like the addition of Jada Pinkett Smith, who is Will Smith's wife, believe it or not, guys, as Niobe, Anthony Wong as Ghost, and I definitely like the addition of Randall Duck Kim as the Keymaker as well. He was also a very good part of the movie. I really liked him in this movie. And another honorable mention applies to go to Ian Bliss, who plays Bane, who is the human who gets assimilated by Smith, who then returns back to the real world as Bane, possessing Bane. I gotta say, Ian Bliss does a great job, you know, imitating Hugo Weaving with, you know, his impressions and stuff like that. He's very good at doing that. And not to mention, he does look a bit like him as well. I also do love the addition of the upgraded agents, you know, being agents Johnson, Thompson, and Jackson. You know, I definitely like Matt McCollum as Thompson, David A. Killed as Agent Jackson, and definitely Daniel Bernhardt as Agent Johnson. Really amazing. The action was also great as well in this movie once again. The fight scenes, especially, my favourite fight scene in the entire trilogy, guys, is the Burley Brawl. I love that fight scene so much. And I definitely like the highway chase as well. That was also one of the best parts. And definitely Neo's fight with the programs in Merovingian's castle, the chateau, as you call it. And I did like the addition of the new characters, you know, Seraph, the Keymaker, Niobe, Link, and the upgraded agents, and Merovingian Persephone, and also the Architect too, who appears in the played by Helmut Baccatis. As fun fact, guys, it was actually rumoured that Sean Connery was going to be playing him, but I think he declined to play him, didn't he, I believe. The music by Don Davis was also once again really great. I love the music in this, and I did like how we finally got to see Zion, the last human city, after it was mentioned in the first film. It was great to see it again. However, the reason why it's my second favourite, not my favourite, I wish that Agent Smith, well, Smith now, had more screen time, because he doesn't really have much scenes in this movie compared to the first film, sadly. But his scenes work thanks to the incredible performance by Hugo Weaving, because Smith is my favourite role that Hugo's played, guys. I also think that Seth deserved more screen time as well, because he was one of my favourite parts of the movie. I wish he had more screen time besides his fight with Neo and taking him to see the Oracle. I think he deserved way more. And because Gloria Foster passed away, I was hoping she'd have plenty of screen time in this movie, but unfortunately she only appears in one scene, which I was a bit disappointed about, but her scene was worth it nonetheless. I also don't like how they killed off Tang off screen. I didn't like that at all, because I liked Tang in the first film. I was very sad that he got killed off screen. Like, I don't know how I had to do that. That wasn't really fair, was it? I mean, poor Tank. And I also thought the cliffhanger at the end, you know, with Neo falling unconscious with no explanation until the third film told us, was so anticlimactic. It was very confusing, weren't it? But nonetheless, it left me excited for the next film, because I was curious to know why he was unconscious in a coma. So now we get on to my least favourite so far in the trilogy, which is The Matrix Revolutions, released 6 months after this film, believe it or not, guys, on the 5th of November. I give this movie a 6 out of 10. I don't hate the movie, but I do have, you know, issues with it, which is why it's my least favourite in the trilogy. So what I like with this movie is, once again, the acting by, you know, Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, Hugo Weaving. I definitely like, you know, Mary Alice playing the Oracle this time, because the Oracle changed her appearance due to Gloria Foster passing away. She was great as the Oracle, but I prefer Gloria. Once again, Jada Pinkett Smith was also great as Niobe, and Harpono as Link. Colin Chol. I like how Surf had a bit more screen time in this movie compared to Reloaded. I did like that. And once again, Anthony Wong as Ghost, Howard Baggot as the Architect. I did like the addition of Tanvir K. Atwal as Sati. She was also really great as well in her role as one of those programs in Mobile Avenue. She was very good. I did also love Kevin Michael Richardson as the voice of the Deus Ex Machina at the end of the movie. He was really great in the role. And I had no idea if that was him, you know, until I looked him up, because I only knew him as the voice of Borkin in Transformers Prime, believe it or not, guys. The action was okay as well, really good, like particularly the fight in Club Hell at the start of the movie, and also the fight scenes were great. I mean, my favourite fight scene in this film was definitely the final fight between Neo and Smith in The Matrix at the end of the movie. And the machine fights were also okay as well, very well visualed and CGI'd as well, which was pretty good. And I did like the speech by Captain Mifune as well. It was very motivational. I really liked it. The music was also great, once again by Don Davis. I like how we introduced, you know, new music such as Neo Damarung, for example. I really liked that. And also the credit song called Navras. That was such an epic song. It really was. And the ending was also pretty satisfying too, because it was peaceful, weren't it? You know, Neo caused peace between the machines and the humans, and the Matrix was no longer this green, dull place. It now had sunlight, which was beautiful, and a blue sky, which Satie created. It was very nice and really good. And but however, problems with the movie, once again, I dislike how Smith has such little screen time, considering he's a main antagonist, because he only appears in 2 scenes in this movie, guys, in The Matrix. One is when he goes to Oracle's planet to assimilate her, and he becomes the Oracle Smith, where he has, you know, her powers of foresight and also the ability to fly as well. And then, of course, he later appears again. It doesn't appear until over an hour later in the final fight between him and Neo. Although the scenes with Bane probably do count, because he was possessing Bane. And I also wish, like before, I wish Seraph had more screen time as well, because he was also one of the best parts of the movie. But at least he had more in this film compared to Reloaded, let's put it that way. I also wish that the Merovingian Persephone had more screen time as well, because they I didn't like how we thought they were going to have, you know, bigger roles in this movie compared to, I thought we were going to see much more of him in this movie after seeing him in Reloaded, but unfortunately he only appears in the one scene in Club Hell where he's threatened by Trinity, Seraph and Morpheus to give them back Neo, and that's it. We don't see him again at all. So I'm very confused, and I don't like how there's also a lack of scenes in the Matrix itself. I mean, they might as well call this movie Zion Revolution and not the Matrix Revolution, because the majority of the movie takes place in Zion. And I also dislike how he killed off Trinity like that. I mean, what is the point of Neo saving her by taking a bullet out of her in Matrix Reloaded if she's going to die in this film? Really? But almost, that's my ranking, guys. So number 1, The Matrix. Number 2, Matrix Reloaded. Number 3, Matrix Revolution. So, now, I am definitely very, very excited for Matrix 4. I can't wait because I'm a big fan of Matrix, but I do have a couple of concerns about it, guys. For example, Neo and Trinity, how are they in this movie because they're dead. They both died in Revolution, so how are they alive? I mean, if you guys want to see a good theory about how they could be alive, I'd recommend checking out my good friend Charles Creasy's video, because he provides a very good explanation, so please go check out the link in the description below, so please go subscribe and give him some support and watch the video. And also Morpheus too, apparently he's not in the cast. Where is Morpheus? He needs to be in this movie, guys. He should be in it. And please don't say it's because Lawrence Fishburne's too old, because he's in the same age range as Neo and Trinity's actors. They're both coming back. So that's no excuse to why he shouldn't come back at all. And I doubt that they're going to be bringing a younger actor to play Morpheus, because Keanu Reeves straight up confirmed in an interview there's not going to be no time travel in this movie at all. Unless it's a flashback, I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe he was lying to keep it secret. And for those you don't know, it's all speaking of the Niobe, and also the Merovingian, and also Agent Johnson, played by Daniel Bernhardt, the agent who Morpheus fights on the lorry in Reloaded, are also coming back as well, which I'm definitely excited for. I've got a feeling that Merovingian might be main antagonist for this movie, maybe. And so I really hope this movie's good. And guys, I also noticed in a picture that Keanu Reeves has also shaved his hair and beard at last, after having it for so long because of the John Wick films. So we might see, you know, Neo shaving himself in the Matrix, or maybe we'll get to see him in real world, maybe. Because they did also confirm that the slime that Neo wakes up in the first Matrix has been delivered to the set in Berlin. So there's a chance we might be able to see the real world in this movie, which is pretty amazing. And another thing as well, guys, now, you guys probably wondering, what do I think the title of the movie will be called? Now, I don't think it's going to just be called The Matrix 4. Now, guys, I'm going to bet the title of this movie is The Matrix Resurrection. It would have a good ring to it because two characters are being brought from the dead, and it begins with R, just like Reload and Revolution. So, yeah, I'm going to theorise that it's called The Matrix Resurrection. That's what I want it to be called, and what I think it should be called, because it would fit into a plot of the film, because two characters are being brought back from the dead. So guys, this is me doing my ranking of the Matrix movies. You know, drill, guys, be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to leave in the comments how you guys would rank the Matrix films. I'd love to see how you guys would rank them, and tell me your thoughts on the Matrix 4 as well. Are you going to watch it, and are you excited for it? Because I'm definitely excited for it. Can't wait to see it. I'm a big fan of Matrix, so I can't wait. Also, be sure to join Team Palmer Press and subscribe for more videos coming in the future, and I'll see you all later.